Here we have the long-awaited strafe video. In the first two clips you see a stick concept where I am the middle linebacker or one of the outside linebackers and I am strafing in, and you see I do not leave my strafe because the other linebacker is sitting on that route, so there's no reason for me to sprint with him. Now the next few plays are going to be a play that a lot of people run, and that's a post up the middle, and this is where it gets a little iffy. You cannot jump routes behind you. You have to strafe backwards, but you can jump routes in front of you. That's one of the main things with the strafe. As you can see here, I'm playing deep. I jumped the inside route and I can't sprint back to the deep route because in real life I would not see that post route developing behind me. I had to do a lot of things inside of the game to kind of get this because I was playing the CPU, and you know the CPU makes bad reads, but here you see I jump it and he throws the post terribly and I get the interception. But as you can see, I have to leave that post route open if I jump the inside route. There's no sprinting down and then back up. That is the main part of the rule. But if I also want to, I can go with the post and then kind of bait the inside route. Let's say it's 3rd and long and I'm daring them to throw underneath and I'm just going to make the tackle. And there you can see I jumped the inside right away. You're allowed to sprint because he was in my zone. I sprinted to him and strafed, but the post route got wide open because I saw it developing, but I wasn't allowed to jump it because I had to strafe back. That's what makes this rule great and makes the game a lot more realistic. And here you can see I did the same. That's what I'm talking about, where you jump the post because you know it's coming in, it's 3rd and long, and you let them throw underneath and make the tackle. That is allowed. Here is a great example. I played the underneath route, I saw the post developing, I strafed backwards, and the CPU hit the underneath route. That is what this strafe rule is all about. It makes reads a lot more realistic and not having linebackers flying around headless, because that makes the game really random, really unrealistic, and it's just not really fun to play. As you can see there, I played the post, and the other linebacker, he played the inside route. If the linebacker didn't play the underneath route, and there you can see I'm strafing backwards again. I mean, CPU made a really weird read, but he caught it. But here I'm manning up the inside guy to show you kind of what it's like. You can't do this in real life. It's just to get, so he followed the inside route. I jumped the inside route. The post is wide open, terrible throw. But as you can see, I had to leave the post wide open because I decided to jump the inside route. And on this play, you're going to see another example of me jumping the inside route because it's underneath and I can see that. My linebacker in real life could see that, but I couldn't sprint back. I mean, another bad throw by the CPU. But I can't see the post developing behind me if I am jumping those inside routes. And I think this shows the crossers. I could technically sprint there, but the other guy was right there, so I didn't sprint. And here are just some safety rules. With the safety, you don't really have to worry about strafing as much as long as you're just not sprinting around in the middle. I'm talking about a deep blue safety, because people will blow past you if you do this. And here, I'm spying on my lineman. You can't do this, but it's just to show that you can sprint a little bit and just strafe back and forth in the middle, because you need to stay in your zone. That's the whole point of zone coverage, is to play zone. And if you're just outside of your zone sprinting around, that makes the game really unrealistic. Here I decided to spy on my lineman just to get a more realistic look, but as you can see, that middle route got wide open because I decided to sprint a little bit and go with the first crossing route, and I couldn't just sprint back to my zone because I wouldn't see that route develop. But I picked my poison, I picked that route, and the quarterback made a great read. And then here is another thing. You saw me sprint with the drag, but because I saw the over route, obviously, but because I'm already sprinting with the drag, I had to enter strafe and then pick up the other route. If you sprint with the drag, you have to stick with the drag or strafe back to it. You can't jump a drag and then sprint back to your zone because you see another route. Here you can see me jump the drag. Weird read by the computer, but as you can see, I read the drag, sprinted up, and he threw it to someone else. You are allowed to jump routes underneath you like here, but there I kept strafing, and as you can see, I couldn't sprint back because that's the zone I picked, and I had to strafe backwards and wide open over the middle. This rule just really helps with the realism of how linebackers play. It's still not perfect, but it helps a ton. So we hope you enjoyed this video. If there's any other questions, let one of the league office members know. In man coverage, always stick to your man. Do not fall off a man to go to someone else. Just, even if they're open, don't do that. That's going to be it for this video. Like I said, if you have any other questions, ask some league office members. I hope this video was helpful, and goodbye.